Okay, so what's up, everyone? Welcome to my another video. Welcome to another interview. Today, my guest is Kimberly from the United States, right?
Yes.
First of all, thank you for joining me for my interview, and we are going to talk about idioms. Then we are going to talk about Slovak and American traditions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Christmas and Eastern, and we'll see what else. By the way, you were getting ready like for a Hollywood movie now, or for a wedding. So I appreciate you care about be like a diamond in my show.
So I'm actually going to be in a beauty pageant in a week from tomorrow, a week from today. So I was practicing my makeup.
Yeah.
And then I was a little late because the pageant director called me and then I needed to chat with her about next week. So sorry for being late.
Yeah, that's fine.
Maintenance.
A while ago we were talking about accent, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we were talking about that Slovak people have different accents depending on where we live in which part of Slovakia, right?
Right. Same with the United States. We have in the New York area, it's kind of more of a how you doing? Like there's more of a, it's a little quicker. In Boston, like if they were to say a famous Boston phrase to learn the Boston accent would be in English. If you were to say park the car in Harvard Yard, they kind of skip their R's. So in Boston, they would say park the car in Harvard Yard.
Wow, cool.
And that's how they would say it in Boston. If they were to say it in Texas, it would be like park. Well, I don't even know how to say that. In like,
hey Mary, hey Mary Jean, hey Mary, like something like. Okay.
Like a Texas accent,
yeah,
they would park the car in Harvard Yard.
Yeah.
Be a little bit longer with their words, just a little bit. I'm from Ohio originally, so we are considered to have no accent, the least of all the accents in the United States. So they ask a lot of national news broadcasters to have this kind of accent where it's kind of very plain. There's no
like a universal American.
Universal. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, actually, I've been wondering that two things. If there is different accent in every single state in the United States, or like how many? There are 54 states
there's 50 states, but there's a few territories. So like Puerto Rico and Guam are territories of the United States, but they're not considered states. But there are 50 states.
50 states, and how many accents do you think like?
So there's a lot. So not as many as 50 though. I think it's regional. So I showed you kind of the Boston, New England accent with the park the car. New York has more of a Brooklyn accent. They kind of talk a little bit like this, and their A's are a little bit weird. It's in Minnesota, they talk kind of like this, like don't you know, kind of more like a Canadian, eh?
Yeah. There are a lot of guys on YouTube who compare accents. And also UK accents like Wales, London, Scottish, or what? So
yeah,
I've heard a lot of accents, but I never actually. I can recognize, yeah, Texas. I guess Texas is very famous accent, I think, like worldwide. And yeah, New York, it's kind of like such a badass accent, right? Such
Yeah.
gangster.
There's also an accent in the very, there's also an accent kind of in the Louisiana area called Creole, and I can't even do that accent. It's very hard to do. If you've ever heard, I don't know if you've ever watched an American cartoon, but
Yeah,
there's,
sure.
okay, so there's a character in Looney Tunes called Foghorn Leghorn. He's like a rooster, and he speaks with a Louisiana accent. He like, his character's like I say, and like he talks, but I can't do the accent. But it's also very unique and very hard for me to do. Sometimes it's so thick, the accent, that people in the United States can't even understand other people from that area, and it's still speaking English. So
I used to be watching Annoying Orange. Do you know Annoying Orange?
I don't think so.
It's very successful, like animated.
Oh, Agent Orange, got it.
Yep, Annoying Orange. Like, hey Apple, and that was the first episode, and they have millions views and on every video. So it's wow. And I sometimes, I must confess, I I used to watch Ninja Turtles.
Oh, perfect. I love Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, even at like this age, not only just
I should have worn my Ninja Turtle shirt for this interview. I didn't know. I have a Rocksteady and Bebop shirt.
Yeah, and Crank. Yeah, I'm sending Technodrome back to Earth.
So yes, I don't even know what that accent would be, but it's kind of more of a like nerdy, high-pitched accent.
Yeah, and yeah, and I've been also wondering, what does my accent sound to a native American speaker? Because I have no idea.
So, I mean, it obviously sounds very Slavic. But so my mom came to the United States in the 50s from Slovakia, or former Czechoslovakia. And so I grew up hearing that accent. And I guess I never knew that it was an accent. It was just my mom. So, because I grew up with it, people would say, I love your mom's accent. I was like, my mom doesn't have an accent. I don't know what you're talking about, because I've grown up with it, but it does sound very Slavic. So something that I always hear when I hear like a Slavic accent is most people think Russian off the bat. Yeah. They're like, oh, Slovak. Oh, so you're Russian. No, it's a different country. Sure. I think a lot of people in the States are ignorant to the fact that there are more Slavic countries than Russia. Yeah. So they'll say like, oh, so then the Ukraine. No, also a different country. Oh, Slovenia. No,
Slovenia, also right. Last time I was making one video with a Vietnamese girl from Vietnam. And she was like, oh, so Slovakia, so your native language is Russian, right? So yeah, and if you really had to compare my accent or Slavic or Slovak accent to one American accent from one state, which state would it be, do you think? If you really had to, is there at least like similarity, small similarity maybe?
So if I were to compare your accent, and maybe it's just because of the high population of Slovaks in the city, or Slavics in general, not just Slovaks and Czechs, but Chicago has a really high population of Slovaks, Polish, German, like just in general, or I know German isn't Slavic, but just a Eastern European, Western European vibe in Chicago. So maybe I would say Chicago. And I can't even really do a Chicago accent, but I guess I would compare it to Chicago. It's kind of more fluid with different languages, I think.
Yeah, the accent is like mixed, yeah, by all the nations. Yeah, I know. Actually, Chicago is which state?
Chicago's in Illinois, so it's kind of considered the
Illinois.
Midwest. Mhm.
You know, I always confuse American, like I have an idea approximately what is where, but I'm never sure about.
Well, that's okay. I mean, there are 50 states. I've seen people have done those. Have you seen that on the internet where people have done the maps where they'll take they'll give an American a European map with all the countries, and then they'll try to fill in which country is where, and they do just terrible. And then they'll give a European and American map, and they'll do so much better at knowing where all the US states are compared to the other way around.
I would say that I'm pretty much used to hearing California accent because I watch one YouTuber, one bodybuilder. His name is Jay Cutler.
Oh yeah, I know who Jake is. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been watching his videos like for a few years, so I understand like every every single thought he has in his mind already. Like, so
I think California has just, especially Southern California, is a little bit more of a laid back accent. Things are just a little bit more casual, and there's like different terms that people use in different places too. Like here in Northern California, a very popular word to use is hella, meaning a lot. So like, or very. So for example, if I were in Ohio, I would say, I'm very tired. If I were in California, especially Northern California, they might say, I'm hella tired.
hella like hell of tired.
Like, yes, like HELLA, hella. Or if you want to say it like for kids, because hell is a bad word for kids here. So they would say hecka, like, oh, I'm hecka.
I know this one. What the heck is like a more polite version of what the.
Yeah, or what the heck. Yeah, exactly. So instead of heck, kids will say, or instead of hell, kids will say heck. So they'll say, oh, I'm hecka tired.
And is it true that effing is like fucking, but more polite effing, right?
Yeah, yeah. So it's like some people will spell it like EFFIN, or some people just write the letter F with like a little comma or something, or not a comma, like a apostrophe and an N. So just effing.
Yeah.
Effing tired.
Tired. And Jay Cutler very frequently uses super, like super tired, super everything super, like
That's funny. I didn't realize that. I know that super is really used a lot in the Netherlands too. I've known some friends who are Dutch, and they use super all the time. Like, oh, that's super.
Yeah, we also have a super word in Slovakia. We use it like, super, like, yeah, cool, I like it, super.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's begin with the phrases. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to try to explain what some of these phrases mean in English.
Yeah, actually, I know I've chosen those that I know that of which I know the meaning, right?
Okay.
But yeah, you can explain the meaning for our viewers.
Sure.
Yeah, and I'm really curious how many of them you can translate in Slovak.
Probably none of them. I'm so embarrassed.
It's supposed to be like educational and funny, so yeah. The sooner the better.
Okay, so the sooner the better. Oh, that's an easy one to explain. Sooner is actually obviously better than later. So you want it to be as soon as possible.
Yep.
How would I translate that to Slovak?
Actually, this is very, very simple because in Slovak it's literally the same almost, with one difference. Instead of the we use chim.
Shim or
Cho.
Jim?
It's like
Oh, chim.
chim. And the rest is the same.
All right, so I know the first word, chim.
Yeah. So it's a chim squor. It's
Chim skor,
chim squor, team lepšie.
dim lepše.
Team, like Thomas. Like
Oh, team.
Chim
Team.
squor, team lepšie.
Lepše.
Yeah. Easier said than done.
Oh, that's also easy to translate. It's obviously people can say things, but they don't always do them. So things are sometimes more difficult to do than the ideas that people have. So let's see, how would I say that? Or how would I try to say that? And so here's the tricky part too, is because I mentioned to you prior to us starting this video that I'm also trying to learn Japanese and I know some Spanish too. So sometimes Spanish words get mixed in with my Slovak, or Japanese words get mixed in with my Slovak.
Yeah,
so
it mixes.
So when I'm thinking easier, I'm thinking of a Spanish word and not a Slovak word.
So maybe you are going to create a new language, like well, Spanish, Slovak, like no, whatever.
Anglishka.
So yeah.
Okay, so easier. So is it just like, is it just translated just like that, like straight, like the Slovak words match the English words in order?
This starts differently. It starts with to, like it.
To
To sa ľahko povie.
To sa ľahko povie.
Ľahko povie. Yeah.
Ľahko povie.
Ľahko povie. And literally it means like it is easily said, or something like this.
Okay.
And
I would have failed.
Yeah.
I'm failing my Slovak lessons right now.
And you know, I think what is the most difficult thing about Slovak? I think it's declensions. Do you know this word? It's do you know something like nominative, genitive, dative? I guess you don't, because it's the changing of ends of the words.
Oh, like yes, like to feminine and masculine.
Yes, but also depending on
how many people too, right?
Yeah, but it's like this. Nominative means who or what, like Thomas. Genitive means like from who or from what, like from Thomas, it's od Tomáša. Then there is nominative, genitive, dative. Dative means to whom, Tomášovi, you know. And then nominative, genitive, dative, accusative means about what or about who, o Tomášovi. Local, and instrumental means with whom. Stomášom. So it's Tomáš, Tomášovi, o Tomášovi s Tomášom. You know,
Yeah.
it's so, I don't know, that Anton Bernolák and Ludovic Tur, those are guys who invented Slovak language. They had to be really bored people.
Okay, so I actually have, now that you're talking about that, I do actually have in my notes from one of my classes, like the singular and plural too, and the endings of words and how they've changed. So like, so like yes, would be like to eat, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So it'd be like singular would be like yeah, yam.
Yeah, yam. Right.
Ti yesh.
Yeah, correctly.
On ye.
Yeah.
Ona ye.
Oh
yeah, depending on who's saying it.
Ona, ono, yeah.
Depends on who says it. And for plural, it would be like mi ye,
Jeme.
Ve yete.
Viete.
Oni. Oh, I'm gonna mess this up.
Oni jedia.
Yedia.
Yeah.
And oni yedia.
Oni jedia. Yeah.
Very difficult.
Wow. It is. I have a friend living in Brazil, and he calls Slovak language the devil's language, and he's actually really true.
It's very difficult. Like, and
right.
Like in Spanish too, like all of the conjugations are different depending on who's saying it and how many people are in the conversation. So I kind of understand how it goes with first person, second person, third person, but it's very hard to learn as a new language.
It is. And but for us, for Slavic nations, it's hard to learn. For some of Slavic people, it's hard English because of, you know, because you everything it has to be pronounced differently than it's written, right?
Oh.
So this is what is difficult about English, and also phrases like give up, because to give is to give something to someone, right? And when you say give up, it suddenly means like I give up.
To quit, yes.
Yeah, so this is very confusing for.
Yeah, I could see that being very confusing, and I could see like there's a lot of words that have silent letters, like the word knowledge. You would think spelled with an N, but it's spelled with a K.
Yeah, or knife.
Or knife, yeah. So are there words like that in Slovak that there's silent letters?
Oh, yeah, but give me a second. For example, oh my God, nothing comes to my mind right now. It's crazy. I will think about this, because
okay, perfect.
This really gave me a bug into my head right now. we have something similar. It's not the same like a silent letter, but okay.
Coming back to it, we'll circle back around to it.
To be continued. Another phrase, it serves you right.
Oh, it serves you right. Oh, I think okay, let me think. Let me think about this one for a second.
Yep.
You see if I have anything in my notes. I really should have prepared more prior to this, but I felt like I knew the word right. Oh, I have a question about this. If you were saying it serves you right, would you use the same right as if like right and left? Is the right for right and left the same as for right and wrong?
No, no.
Oh, never mind. Then I know how to do this.
It's just in English.
So they're
But
different.
actually, yeah, but turn right is zabočiť doprava, or when something is on the right side, it's vpravo. And when something is right, like it's good or it's correct, it's správne. So it's a little bit similar, vpravo and správne. So but it's not the same like in English.
So what right would you use in this sentence? Would you use right like a direction in the sentence, or would you use right as in correct?
Yeah, it depends. You mean which word? Which Slovak word?
So where it's saying like it serves you right. Would you use in Slovak, would you translate the word right? Like a directional right, or like right or wrong, like a correct right? Which word?
Well, in this case, if I translate this literally, well, it would make sense, but we don't say it like this. If I translate it, it serves you right, like literally, it would be.
Can I tell you what Google Translate says?
Yeah.
And if it's correct. Correct Google can be.
Well,
it says Slúži vám správny.
Yeah. Slúži.
Would that be correct, or would that be verbatim, like this is literal the translation?
Yeah, this is later. This is so hard word in English. Literary.
Literal.
Literal. Yeah, this is literal translation. It kind of makes sense, but it's not.
So what would the correct way be to translate that?
Yeah, the correct way is tak treba, and it means literally like this is how it's needed for you. Something like that. It's not the same. Yeah, and now I remember what I wanted to say about the silent letters. For example, Jesus Christ, what was it? And I have forgotten again.
You forgot it already? All hope is lost. Oh, you're the speaker in this conversation.
I got it. It's not silent letter, but it's a change in letters when, for example, word vtedy, it's written with v, like vt vtedy, and means like back then. And but we don't pronounce it vtedy because it's hard to pronounce. We pronounce it vtedy, like with f, vtedy.
Vtedy.
Yeah, because and this is called in Slovak spodobovanie, which means like similarism or something like that. And those are letters which are in words like these are hard to pronounce, so they change into the v turns into f, and well, it's difficult for now. Yeah. Oh, it's your turn. I mean,
Okay, I have a question. Can I ask a question?
yeah, actually,
Really good point, actually. So when you were talking about similarities, are there words in Slovak that sound the same, but are spelled differently and mean something else? So for example, in the United States, the word two, there's 3 spellings of the word two. Two can be TWO, meaning number 2. Or two can be spelled TOO, meaning also,
yeah,
like I'm going to, or two can be going somewhere. So TO, like going to Slovakia. Are there words like that in Slovak that
sure,
sound the same but are spelled different?
sure, yeah, and this is called homonyms.
Oh yes, that's what they're called in the US as well.
Like same words with different meanings. Yeah. Yeah. For example, raketa. Raketa has actually, I think, 4 or 5 meanings. Raketa can be the thing you play tennis with.
A racket, sure.
Yeah. It can be raketa is also the vehicle that goes up to the space.
Oh, a rocket.
Yeah. So tennis, it's a rocket, and space is a racket.
So opposite. So for tennis, it's racket in the United States. And that's spelled RAQUET. I hope I spelled that right. And then for space, it's called rocket, and it's ROCKET.
Okay.
Spelled differently.
Yeah, this is very confusing. And raqueta is also the thing you play ping pong with.
Oh yes, we call those paddles here instead of rackets.
And also fireworks, you know.
Oh yeah, so like rockets too.
Also,
Ah.
And
okay.
I've seen also case when a pretty girl was called like, wow, that's such a raqueta, you know, like some hot girls.
So that would be slang.
Yeah. But I actually, I don't think it's used. Maybe it's used somewhere in Slovakia, somewhere else.
So if I were to compare that to English, if a slang for like if a hot girl would walk by, I'm guessing this is probably where racketa comes into play, is in English, we could also say that girl is banging. So I'm thinking like racket, like hitting, banging, hitting. This conversation's taken a weird turn.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
thinking about other other homonyms, at least one more. For example,
so in the US, I could give you another US one.
Okay.
We have there, and there. So there would be like they are, THEY apostrophe RE. So they are would be there, they're going. I don't know if Slovakia has any, or Slovak has any contractions where you put 2 words together to make a smaller word, but that would be like this contraction. Instead of saying they are, you would say there.
Yeah, but
there could, oh, go ahead.
Actually, we surely have, but not like in English. Like it's something different. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, there can be like we're going there. So that's THERE. And there would be THIER, EIR. I'm really bad without spell check. It would be something possessive, like that is theirs, like it belongs to them.
Yeah, but these are not homonyms. I think these are synonyms because they sound they sound same, but they are written differently.
So nope. So a synonym actually is something that has the same meaning but a different word. So a synonym would be like car, automobile, in meaning different words. Homonym would be something that sounds the same.
Yeah, I've got one. List. List means letter, and also leaf from a tree.
Oh, that is totally different.
Okay, we have a lot of these, but you know, when you need them, they just don't come on your mind. List, tracta. Okay, whatever.
We'll come back to it.
Yeah. It's raining cats and dogs.
Oh, okay. This is this means it's raining a lot. It's raining heavily. I'm actually going to, because my Slovak is so bad, I think it works better for me to put it into the Google Translate and see what Google Translate thinks that this actually is. And let's see if it's accurate, what it should really be in Slovak.
Yeah. Do you have a mobile phone on your hand?
Yes. So for Slovak, oh, I hope I don't mess up pronouncing this first word. Prishi? Prishi?
Prashi, so far so
Prashi?
good.
Machki? See?
This is again a literal translation. Yeah, Pršia mačky a psi. But this phrase is prší ako skrhle, and that means it's raining like from krhla. It's the thing you pour flowers with.
Oh, a pitcher, like a pitcher or a watering can.
Watering can, yeah. Or you can say also lay.
Translates really wrong. What's that?
You can also use another version, leje ako skrhle, and that means it's pouring, literally, like from the watering can. So it's not raining like from a watering can, it's pouring. I am all ears.
I am all ears means I'm listening. So I would, if I were to try to translate this literally, I would try to translate it like this, which I'm sure is going to be very wrong. Som veštsky uši.
Som všetky uši. Again, it's a exact translation. It's som samé ucho.
Say it one more time.
Som samé ucho. Samé ucho.
Same
Ucho.
ucho.
Ucho is ear. Som samé ucho. It means like I am just ear, like all over the body. Something like that. I have no idea, or I don't have a clue.
So I don't have a clue would be like, I don't know. So I would probably, if I were to not try to do this via Google Translate, if I were to just try to say it by myself, hoping that I learned something in Slovak, I think I would say, oh, don't judge me. I hope I don't do it wrong. Ja nie znam.
Nie znam. That's Russian.
What did I say? Ja nie
Nie znam. You said
nie znam. So I said it wrong.
I think ja nie znam. It's Russian. No, Russian is ja nie znaju, I think. Ja nie znaju, and that means I don't know.
So would I have used my crazy village dialect just now?
Actually, this phrase has 4 versions. It's either nemám šajnu, which means like I don't have a clue. Nemám, it means I don't have. So nemám šajnu, or nemám poňatie, or nemám tušenie. But the easiest version is just netuším.
Netuším?
Netuším.
Netuším.
Yeah, that means like something like I don't know, but it's a little bit different. It's like I have no idea. Netuším is the simplest way to express this phrase. Another one. Let alone, if you want to say, you know, like I don't have €1 million, let alone
let alone
1 billion.
Yeah. So that's an interesting one, because that's kind of saying that's like it's not saying like leave somebody alone. It's saying like oh wow, I'm so used to saying let alone, I don't know what it would translate to in like a different way to say it in English. It's kind of like, if I don't have this, I definitely don't have that, is kind of would mean. So I mean, if I were to do a exact Google translation of that, it's going to be bad. I'm sure it is. We have nieto esti.
Yeah, nie to ešte. Nie to ešte.
Right.
But nie to ešte is like really correct version, and I would say more used is a nie ešte, like and no yet, a nie ešte, instead of nie to ešte. But force of the habit.
Oh, force of habit. That means it's something that you do automatically. So let's see if Google's right on this one. It's probably going to be something really terrible again. This says sila zvyku.
Sila zvyku. And this one is correct.
That's correct too? Wow.
Yeah, sila zvyku. It's literary. Sila is force, and zvyk is habit. So it's sila zvyku. Yeah. Okay, what's the matter with you, and what's wrong with you? The difference between.
So what is the difference between those two phrases?
And
so, well, in English, it's basically the same. You could say either one. What's the matter with you, or what's wrong with you? People in the United States would use those interchangeably. If I were to try to translate that into Slovak, which Google translates like 50-50 right now. It's like halfway awesome and halfway really terrible. I'm gonna try it as what's wrong with you, because I think that seems to be like it would be a better translation than what's the matter with you. So I've got Chosa se tibal deje. Oh, that was awful.
A little bit close. Yeah, čo sa s tebou deje?
Okay, let's work on the last word there, the deje.
Deje means like,
there's like when you pronounce it, there's like a way that you pronounce the D, like it's like a D.
Like soft version of D. Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Deje means happening. What's happening with you actually?
Yeah. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm working on it.
I heard that what's wrong with you is like a little bit stronger, like it's used more when the person has maybe worse behavior, or like, how would I?
I think it depends on how the person says it, with like their intonation or how it is said. So for example, yes, what's wrong with you can definitely be like you're doing something wrong, like what's wrong with you. However, when I was saying like it could be used interchangeably, if somebody says like, what's the matter with you? Like it's the same as if, oh, what's the matter with you?
When you put
like it's like once. Exactly.
Yeah. Mind your own business. I hope it's correctly.
Yeah, that's correct. So mind your own business would be like, worry about yourself. Don't worry about what I'm doing. So if I were to try to translate this, mind your own business, it would be stara sa o seba.
Correct. Yeah. Staraj sa o seba. Yeah. And it literally means take care of yourself.
Oh, I like that.
So this really makes sense. Safe and sound.
Oh, okay. Safe and sound means that everything's okay. So I would think that this would be translated to just, if you were to just say this in Slovak, I would just say that you'd probably just say safe and don't worry about the and sound part. So I would think, if I were to guess, that this would be bezpečný.
Safe is bezpečný. Yeah, but the phrase is different in Slovak language. We have a živý, like alive.
Živý?
We have živý instead of safe. So alive instead of safe. And zdravý means healthy.
Zdravý?
So healthy is instead of sound. Actually, to me, this sound doesn't make sense because sound, why sound?
So sound could be another word in English for okay. So like for example, instead of sound, like something you hear, you can say like that building is sound. It means that the structure is good. It's safe. So you could use sound as another word for safe. That would be kind of redundant. It is kind of a redundant saying though. It's like saying you're safe and okay. But that brings up another interesting point. So the word safe, there could be two meanings in English. So safe could mean you're okay, or a safe could be something that you put valuables in to keep them locked. So are there two separate words in Slovak for that?
Yeah, but when you keep something very valuable, it's written not with F but with V, right? When it's
Oh, no. So safe with an F, SAFE, is something that you put your valuables in. Save with a V, SAVE, would be like you're keeping it for later.
Yeah, and safe with F is the box.
Yes.
Yeah, where you. Oh yeah, we save the box in Slovak language is safe. I think I don't think we have some other word for this. Yeah, just safe. Just like
Oh, so you say it's safe, same in English as it is in Slovak?
we have safe.
Easy. Look, I learned another Slovak word.
Yeah, it's Americanism, like I think. Yeah, well, like daj to do safeu, put it into safe.
Okay.
And to save, like to save money, is ušetriť or šetriť. When you have savings, it's úspory.
Úspory.
Úspory. It's money that you have saved somewhere. And adjective save, when someone is safe.
Oh, yeah.
That is yeah, bezpečný, but I would say it more used is like bezpečí, like in safety. Like I am not safe, I am in safety. So bezpečí. There's I'm thinking that I could skip some phrases so that we can go to traditions
Sure.
Because actually I'm not in hurry anywhere, but I don't know about you.
I could probably do another 15 minutes or so, make it an even we're 9 hours different, so it would be 1 o'clock here, so like 10 o'clock your time.
This one is funny. I'm starving. We say umieram od hladu, which means I'm dying from hunger. Literally.
It's a good one. I use that all the time. I'm so starving.
And I don't care. We say like nestaram sa or je mi jedno. And I don't know if I can be a little bit vulgar. I like American. I don't give a shit or fuck. And the funny is that if you translate this literally in Slovak language, you know what it would mean?
What?
It would be nedám jebanie, and that would mean that would actually mean like literally I don't give a shit, like to give to someone, you know.
Like an actual,
yeah, like literally, like I'm not giving the shit to someone.
That's good.
Yeah. And if you want to say I don't give a fuck, You can say Mam Pichi, which means I have, it literally means I have in Kant. Impulse. Actually, I have made one video about Slovak swear words, hoping that it would really boost my viewers.
Did it work?
Actually, not really, but that video has like almost the most viewers of all so far.
That's funny.
Okay, so let's go to the traditions for like
Yeah. Should we talk about Christmas? Because it's just around the corner
yeah
in 20 days.
lockdown Christmas.
That's how it was for us here last year. And who knows with this new variant, what will happen. But yeah, so my family, like I mentioned, my mom came here from Slovakia a long time ago. So we would keep the New Year's Eve traditions. So we would make, she would do the soups. So we would do menchanka. Is that how it's
The soup,
the mushroom soup with the sauerkraut?
kapustnica.
Oh, I thought that was just the sauerkraut soup.
Yeah,
Is there one with mushrooms too? I thought
Yeah.
that was manchanka.
Manjalka.
Manchanka?
I never heard this one. Maybe
Let me Google it. Maybe I'm not, maybe I've never said it right this whole time. Or maybe it's a village thing. Who knows?
Well, I'm sure I don't know a lot of Eastern slang words. You know, Eastern Slovakia is like another republic almost, I would say.
So machanka, M-A like
Chanka. Never heard about this.
C-K-A. So it's it's a sour mushroom soup made with the kapusta. So we do that. That's my favorite. So I still make it. I get dried mushrooms sent from Slovakia to me, and I like rehydrate them in water, and then I do the soup with the sauerkraut and the mushrooms. And then we wash our hands with money for wealth in the new year. Do you do that?
Well, I haven't heard about this this habit. Is that word, is that correct word, habit also?
Tradition maybe.
That tradition. But you know, my family doesn't like keep these traditions, but I heard about one. I think some people put coin under what is on the table.
The tablecloth.
Yeah, the tablecloth. Yeah, under the tablecloth or under a plate. I think, I'm not sure. And also, yeah, I don't remember, because we never gave up about traditions.
So we've always kept ours. My mom came from a village called Košoroce, which is in northeast Slovakia, kind of above Humene. So it's kind of that side of Slovakia. So we do that. We eat a clove of garlic for health in the new year, which my fiance was not crazy about the first year I made him do that. And then we also, well, we don't do these ones, but a few of my friends that I know do that, where they cut an apple.
Yeah, this one. Yeah. This is the one I was thinking about, and I couldn't recall what it was.
Yeah. So some friends do that. There's hay, like straw, okay, that you could put under the tablecloth too, that's supposed to represent the manger.
Uh-huh.
And we eat oplatki with honey.
Yeah.
So I just ordered that, so that should be coming here in the next few days.
And about the apple, when you cut the apple, I think if you see like a star inside, it means luck.
Yes, I think you're supposed to cut it so that you cut it through the core. Yeah,
The seeds inside the apple are supposed to create the star,
yeah.
something like that, right?
And then another tradition that I've heard about that we've not done is chaining the legs of the table.
Shaving. Shaving.
Chaining like with a lock and chain.
Chaining.
Chain.
I heard like shaving. Like that.
Shaving the legs of the table. No, chaining, like linking the legs of the table to represent family unity, but we don't do that one either. It sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah. Well, actually, we just used to make Christmas tree, make Christmas fish for dinner, carp, or the other one is
like a cod or
cod, not cod. I know cod is.
It's a white fish, right?
It's a sweet water fish. Where is my
Naming
translation?
fish if you want halibut.
I think it was like similar word like throat, but
Trout.
Yeah, trout.
Trout, yeah.
Trout, yes. And yeah, we always make carp or trout. Yeah,
And then you
actually,
fry it.
sorry.
Do you fry it?
Well, my grandmother always makes two versions. Like half of the trout is fried and half is baked.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like it fried.
Yeah. Actually, I like both. I like fried one with the potato salad.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, the baked one as well. We always have the potato salad and yeah, fish soup every single year.
Oh, I love it. We do also fish with our soup. We do the machanka, we do kapusta, we do the fried fish, and we do I make pierogis, just the potato.
Potato
Pierogi or pierogi.
Parohi means like this in Slovakia, but parohi made out of potatoes.
Yeah, like pierogies, pierogi. They're like, it's potato and I think it's more of a Polish thing, but again, since my family is from Eastern Slovakia, it's like in a potato and pasta almost with butter and onions.
And do you also bake like Christmas sweets, candy? Not really candy, but you know.
So my mom used to make kolache.
Yeah, cakes, Christmas cakes, kolachiki.
Yeah, so she would do the rolled one, and it would be there'd be different fillings in it. Some would be poppy seed, some would be apricot. Some would be walnut. I like the walnut and the poppy seed. Well, I like all of them actually.
Yeah.
Do you do those? Oh, and there was, I don't remember if this is Christmas or Easter, but it was like, I think it was babalki. It was like dough balls with honey and poppy seed.
Honey balls or what?
Yeah, so they're like balls of dough and
Uh-huh.
they're mixed in like a poppy seed and honey, I think.
Uh,
Let me see if I'm saying the name right, because of course I could probably.
was it similar to like Raffaello? Raffaello from Ferrero Rocher?
No, so this is, I was right. It is Slovak sweetbread, babalki.
Bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't. Yeah, I think Eastern people have like their own kolachiki, their own Christmas uh cakes. And you know, my grandmother comes from Czech Republic, from Moravia.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so she's used to uh you know, maybe our Christmas is like Czechoslovakian Christmas. And
Yeah.
do you does your Santa Claus come on 24th of December?
Yeah. Well, at night. Yes. So on Christmas Eve. So, but I don't know if that was like a Slovak tradition or a American tradition, but the way we would do it is we would have dinner and everybody would get to open one present on Christmas Eve. And then Santa Claus would come that night when we'd go to sleep. And then the next day we would open our presents.
Aha, I see. Yeah. This is what I heard about. Yeah, American Christmas. Yeah, this is different. Here we open presents always on the Christmas Eve, the 24th of December.
Yeah, I think that's why we would be allowed to open our one present on Christmas Eve. I think is we were trying to honor my mom's tradition of opening presents on the 24th and then keeping with the American tradition of opening on the 25th. So I think we tried to blend them.
We always used to have like the day after the Christmas Eve was a day we spent with our grandparents, like at their places, you know.
Yeah. Would you visit other family members too, or just spend the day with your grandparents?
Oh, just grandparents, But when I was a kid, you know, my whole family, like my aunt, my cousins, and there were a lot of people who met every year at my grandmother's place. But since my granddad died, it, it started to, I think those relationships started to like go downhill.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. And you know, my grandfather passed away, and then my well it's uncle, I think. Yeah, uncle. And things changed a lot when I was like 15 or 20. So like the best Christmas were when I was like 10 or 12 years old.
Yeah, I miss a lot of those Christmases because my mom has passed away as well and my grandmother. So I miss the Christmases that everybody was together.
Yeah, with your mom?
Yeah, my mom passed away in 2006 and my grandmother passed away in 2008.
Oh my God.
So that's why I don't get to speak a lot of the language anymore or hear a lot of the language because when I was younger, I would be able to hear it all the time. They would speak all the time. Um, they wouldn't really teach me. I think because they wanted to assimilate more to American culture, so they didn't really teach me Slovak. And I think they wanted to talk behind my back a lot too. So they would like say something, or my mom would be talking and she would like say my name, and then she would say more stuff in Slovak, and then she would say diablo, which I knew what that word meant. And I was like, why are you calling me the devil?
Devil.
Said, how do you know I'm talking about you? I said, because you said my name, obviously. But I haven't heard a lot of it more recently, but I do have cousins that I mentioned to you off camera that live in Ohio now that are here from Slovakia. So I could talk to them more. I just, with life, we're just busy, but you're going to help me with my wedding and with all the Slovak traditions at the wedding. So that'll be good.
So actually, how was that? You were born, do I get it right? You were born in Slovakia, right?
No, I was born in Ohio. My mom was born in Slovakia and came here when she was 13 in the 50s.
Your mom came to the States?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so my grandmother married my grandfather who was in the army, and he brought the whole family to the United States. And it was at a time where there was communist rule, I believe, because I remember my mom telling me stories of her and my uncle and my grandmother living in a ditch and my uncle stealing them bread to eat.
No.
So it was not ideal living situations in former Czechoslovakia at the time. And then they came to Slovakia in the 50s when my mom was about 13. She didn't speak any English at all. And they put her right into school. So there were a couple kids that spoke Slovak and English. So they helped my mom with learning English and translating.
So your mama actually could speak English like since she was like 15 or?
Probably, I would say within a few years, she was probably pretty fluent. And then as she got older, I think she started losing some of her Slovak. So it would be kind of more like broken English, broken Slovak. She would speak in Slovak and then say an English word, and then speak in Slovak and say like an English word.
Yeah.
Able to understand some of the things that were being said too.
And she came back to Slovakia when?
So she she stayed in the United States, but then she really only went and like visited Slovakia. The last time I was there was 1993 with my mom for a wedding. It was right after the Velvet Revolution, I believe, after the country split.
So you lived with her most of time in America, in United States.
Yeah. I lived with her the whole time in Ohio. And we just went to visit Slovakia.
Yeah. Well, my mom passed away 2 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's hard.
So it's not that fresh, but I feel like it was yesterday still. It's really, this is really like, it's like part of me passed away, you know.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Birthdays are really hard. Holidays are especially hard. Like yeah. But I try to keep those traditions because the Slovak traditions we were talking about, because they were so important to her. So it's like me honoring her every holiday.
Mm. And how old was she?
She was 59.
59, only 59. My mom was 57.
Oh, wow. Yeah. My mom passed away of cancer.
Sure. Well, my mom actually, like, she ruined literally her health
Mm,
by doing everything wrong. You know, she she had really bad like eating and everything. So she had sepsa. It's when you um when your stomach like tear or it's hard to
yeah.
explain, but
Yeah, I know what you mean. That happens a lot too with like appendixes. If your appendix bursts, you could get sepsis. It's like the bile leaks into the rest of your body.
yeah, yeah. Well, she could have been here if she had like normally eat and so on and so on. But she I don't know what happened, but she was only smoking and drinking and not eating and terrible, terrible,
Mm,
terrible. I was always thinking when I was a kid that like my mom is like she has to be here forever, like until I will be old.
yeah.
So it's when your mom's dies, it's not like only about losing someone, but it's losing uh, the feeling of home, the feeling of being home, the feeling of like safety, and
Yeah.
the warmth of home. And it's hard, very hard.
Yeah. Especially now around the holidays.
Hmm. Well,
Well, on that sad note,
hmm, we gotta be strong.
yes.
What else can we do, right? Life really has changed since this.
Yeah.
But yeah. And
But you got
about
those good memories with you. And then I try my best to like live out my mom through me and like the things that she stood for and the things she taught me. I try to live those out all the time.
yeah, true. But what really like uh I have to say pisses me off, or that she died before I had kids, before I had girlfriend, before I actually had a job, so she died when she she didn't know like what's going to what will be with me, what will like.
Yeah, I get that. For me though, I don't know how you are with faith, but I feel like my mom still watches over me.
Yeah,
So she still sees the things that I'm doing, even though we can't physically discuss it. Um, but I feel like she's always here watching. Like And that's why I'm doing the Slovak traditions at my wedding too, is like another way to honor her and have her be a part of the ceremony, even though she's not there.
Yeah. Actually, to be honest, I had I had anxiety a few months because I had such thoughts about funeral, and it was catastrophic, something
Yeah.
like a horror movie. And especially because I'm living alone, so I was used to live with her, with my brother. We were joking all the time and laughing, and now it's like silence. It's hard, really, really hard to deal with this change.
Yeah.
I started to realize how time goes, and how I'm getting older, and crazy, crazy, crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, are you planning to travel to Slovakia for Christmas?
So no, we're probably going to, so our plan for traveling, we have a few plans, but this Christmas, we're trying to save as much of my vacation time as possible for the wedding next year. We're going to get married in May. Our honeymoon's going to be in Japan in September, assuming that COVID is done and we can travel.
Yeah, hopefully.
And then the following year, for our 1-year anniversary, we want to go to Slovakia and visit my family that I haven't seen in a really long time.
Yeah.
Hopefully I know more Slovak by then, because today was disappointing.
Yeah, and do you Skype with them or something like that?
My aunt does. She still keeps in like probably weekly contact with family in Slovakia,
Mhm.
but I don't, because my Slovak isn't very good. I mean, I'm sure it would help me if I did.
Yeah, and what about their English?
I think it's okay. We do have a cousin too that lives in Switzerland, and a cousin that lives in Canada now, so their English is very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on like the age of the cousin too. Older family members don't speak English as well as like people my age. My one cousin lives in Portugal right now. She travels quite a bit, so she speaks multiple languages.
So you are staying with touch, in touch with them, like.
Yeah, mostly through Facebook right now, just by watching like what they're doing.
Yeah.
But not much talking.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to go back to Slovakia though and see how much it's changed, because there's been a lot of changes since the last time I was there. They have like running water now. They did not when the last time I was there in 93. They had like outhouses. So this is very exciting for me.
Well, they didn't have running water back then. Oh my.
No, not 93, not where my family was, because my family was on a farm in a farm in a village in Slovakia.
Yeah.
So some family members did, and some only had outhouses. They didn't have like plumbing, indoor plumbing for indoor toilets.
Yeah. There is a huge difference between villages like these and for example Bratislava, which is capital.
Oh yeah.
There is going to be the first skyscraper in Slovakia.
Oh wow.
And Bratislava is becoming like little New York in Slovakia, and some villages, just like you are saying, don't even have running water. So
Yeah.
it's crazy. But I think this is everywhere. This is also in United States. There are also like poor villages, right? So is there anything you would like to ask about the Slovak language before we end this video?
Um,
Something really important that you are going to need soon, or
I need soon for Slovak. I don't know. I think we probably save it and the next time we talk more about synonyms and homonyms.
yeah, this is something we have to prepare because
Yeah.
when it never comes to my mind like while talking. It's hard to because I have to be thinking about English. It's and so I can't think about like Slovak homonyms and English at once. So
Well, that's perfectly fine because I'm only thinking in English and
yeah,
not in Slovak. So
it's really because I'm focusing on English to do my best. So like all or concentrations goes there. So like I can't like think of homonyms and yeah. Mm. Okay, so we can maybe discuss also some what I think the phrases are really difficult for you.
so difficult.
Yeah, maybe we can discuss some basic sentences, some basic grammar. I don't know. Is your Slovak like A1 or so or A?
Not even, it's like A0. I think I mentioned that.
Yeah.
And the Slovak I do know, like as you've been hearing, is like not recognizable to you. Like when I said ja nie znam, you're like, I don't know what that means.
And is there any Slovak? Is there any Eastern words that you remember you could mention?
So that one that I mentioned to you yesterday, the
Yeah, what it was?
Bratislava, I have no idea what that means.
Yeah.
So I must have been remembering it incorrectly, or it's just a really weird village dialect that
Mm-hmm. I don't have a clue. Zlatoslava. It sounds to me like a name, like first name, Zlatoslava, because we have a Miroslava. So Zlatoslava sounds very similar. It's like a female name, Zlatoslava.
but isn't like, what's the word for gold in Slovak? Isn't it kind of like that, like zlata
Zlato.
or zlata?
Yeah, Zlato.
Zlato. So
Mhm.
I was thinking like maybe it's something in that realm.
Zlato.
Zlato.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. Well, we have here in well I live in almost western part of Slovakia. We have a yeah, zlato means like gold or like darling or honey or sweetie or zlat. You can say zlato, come here, zlato, or zlatko is used more often. It's like it's more cute, zlatko.
And then would like Slava mean like Slavic or
I really don't know.
Hmm.
Where
So I've just been hearing it wrong my whole life. I don't remember. It's been a
maybe,
long time and I can't even ask them because they've passed away. So
yeah.
um
Well, maybe we
get
can
some thought.
find on Google.
I
Yeah,
have I've tried so hard and it doesn't appear anywhere. And I think it might be because it's a weird slang. So I don't know. So it's either a weird slang or I'm remembering it incorrectly, which that could be too.
Yeah, our dialect, our slang is like more hard. We have well, Eastern Slovak is very soft, I would say, soft, and they talk like those words sound longer, I would say, and we say everything. We have a hard uh, pronunciation. Like we don't say "kam ideš" means where are you going, but we say "kde ideš." Like instead of "kde" or "kam ideš," "kde ideš." It sounds like more hard, I would say.
Yeah, I think their dialect was Zemplin
Um,
of Slovak. I don't know if you know like all the different dialects of Slovak, but I think the dialect was called Zemplin or Zeppelin. Or,
Zemplín. Zemplín is no, Zemplínska Šírava is the lake um, in eastern Slovakia. So Zemplín is, as I remember correctly, Zemplín is eastern Slovakia.
yeah, so that's the dialect.
Yeah. Well, Zemplín dialect is eastern.
Yeah.
And our is, I would say, Trnavian, because Trnava is city uh, like the the dialect is called after Trnava, like Trnavian dialect, I would say. And yeah, there is also like Orava dialect on the north part of Slovakia, and there is South Hungarian. There are a lot of
I'm sure that's really difficult if it's closer to Hungary, like the Hungarian language, because Hungarian is completely different from any Slavic language I've ever heard.
yes, Hungarian sounds to me like maybe like Sweden, something between German, Sweden, also.
All right, so until next time, I guess, then
Yeah,
we'll prep some homonyms and synonyms,
yeah, okay.
and I'll look them up ahead of time.
Yeah, I'm kind of sleepy already, so like my brain is turning off.
Well, it is really late there. It's like almost 11, right? 10:30.
It's 10:30, but it's not too late for me. But I was awake the whole night because I wanted to like fix my regime back to normal. Because if I fell asleep at 3 a.m., I would wake up at 3 p.m. again. So,
Yeah.
uh, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Well,
So
all
until
right.
next time.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me. Sorry, my Slovak wasn't very good.
Yeah, it's no problem. Sorry for my hesitation in English as well. 'Cause,
No, your English is much better than any Slovak that,
yeah, thanks. I'm trying.
yeah.
Okay. So thank you too, and see you in next video.
All
Maybe
right, sounds good.
maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, or when?
I'll have to look at the schedule. Like I mentioned, I'm competing in a pageant next week, so my schedule's a little tight until then. And I also coach wrestling for high school, and this is wrestling season, so there's tournaments on the weekends and wrestling practice. pretty much every day. I only do 2 days a week of wrestling just because my schedule's a little crazy. So we'll see, maybe the week after next. Or if it's not the week after next, it might have to be after Christmas, because then Christmas gets crazy.
We have a Sunday now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, well, actually, I don't care. I can make time I'm very flexible right now.
Okay.
So just let me know, and meanwhile we can prepare those homonyms and synonyms.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. So have a nice rest of the evening and see you later, alligator.
All right, after a while, crocodile.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye.